Oh, this is the link. All right.
Did we get started?
I think we should just get started.
Let's do it. Let's do it. If anyone joins a little bit late, no big deal. So I guess before we jump into it, I see Sherry, Sydney, Jeremy.
Hi.
Jonathan. Thank you everybody for joining. I will look to enlighten you guys for any questions that you have and maybe share a little bit of the knowledge that I get every day from our side of the business. And hopefully this will become a reoccurring Thursday meeting. So I thank you guys for joining. I guess, should we start off with any specific questions that you guys have that you might want me to address right away? If there's not any questions, I can kind of just start talking about what's going on in my world and what I'm seeing. So I see Sherry's unmuted and Jennifer's unmuted. Any questions, guys?
Oh.
Can I, Courtney, okay, I can share my screen, right? So a couple things that I guess we'll just talk about. I'm going to share a couple really important graphs, charts, economic numbers that I saw come out today that might interest you guys. So I'm going to share one of my screens here. And I have two charts here, which will be of interest. The first chart on the left, and can you guys see my monitor?
No, we don't see it yet.
You don't see. All right, how about now?
It's starting. Yes.
Okay, good. So the first chart on the left here, these numbers came out this morning. The percentage of borrowers' income that they now to cover the cost of housing. So you'll see that back in 2006 to 2010, things started dipping. For the last, 12 years, we've been really low. All of a sudden now, in the last 4, 5, 6 months, we're back at a much higher number that we haven't seen in, almost 15 years. So on the left-hand column here, these are percentages of people's income that they need. The last 10 years, they only really needed 28% of their income to qualify for the average priced home. Now, all of a sudden, they need almost 40% of their income to qualify for that same house, right? Because two things happen. Houses almost doubled and rates now doubled. So you're going to find that a lot of your clients are going to need help. They're going to need the right people. They're going to need, the right advice. And it won't be like the last couple of years where people were just throwing money at everything and it didn't really much matter. So I thought that was interesting. The chart on the right, and I'll just read verbatim, the U.S. housing market is beginning stages of the most significant contraction since 2006. Purchase applications in the mortgage world are down 40% from this time last season. So the springtime last season. You can see the number right now is right at this 200 level. We haven't really been at that, other than this is COVID, we discount that. We haven't been at this level since 15 or 16. So if less people are applying for mortgages, obviously less people are probably buying homes. It's, our industries kind of play off of each other. So not the best news, but it is the news. And we deal with what's in front of us, right? The good news is there's still a ton of different mortgage programs, mortgage products. Things are getting really aggressive in our world. We have programs now that we didn't have, 2 or 3 years ago. The self-employed loans are back, the bank statement loans, the no income loans. So there's a myriad of options, even for people who have difficulty qualifying. Let's talk about rates for a second. A 30-year fix today is at the highest levels that we've seen in a really long time. A 30-year fix today is pressing towards 5.75. That doesn't mean we can't get certain clients lower rates. We can, but just in general, that gives you some color on where the market is. We're now, pressing towards 6%. I mentioned this 2 weeks ago in the meeting. Everybody hopes that 6% is kind of like this invisible barrier that rates just won't go through, because mentally that'll kind of play on a lot, the borrowers and everybody in the industry. So we're hoping that this will be a barrier, but none of us will know until it ultimately happens, which, that'll be in the next month or so, we'll know. To provide a little bit of perspective, 3 months ago, rates were in the threes. So at the beginning of the year, we were in the threes. Now, all of a sudden, we're almost at 6. The average person buying a $400,000 house, the payment is up. I think the number I did the other day was almost $900 a month between 6 months ago and now, assuming a 10% down payment, good credit, etc. So people's buying powers we're seeing diminish in front of our eyes. Any questions, guys? If we don't have any questions, maybe I can spend a minute just talking about a really popular program that lots of investors are doing now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any questions. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, so I'm going to share my screen again, and if anyone has questions, just jump in and interrupt me. I did a little, let's see, yeah, here it is. Do you guys see my screen now where it says Dscr Loan? So Dscr Loan means debt service coverage ratio. Basically, what is the rent coming in on the house? A Dscr loan, we do not care about the borrower's income. We don't ask for their pay stubs. We don't ask for their tax returns. It's literally no income verification. All we care about is what the appraiser tells us the rent is going to be on that property. Okay. A couple bullet points. These are for investors only. It could be a new investor or it could be a seasoned investor, but it's investors only. It cannot be a primary residence. The government does not allow them. If you are a seasoned investor, meaning you have at least one rental property right now, you can put as little as 15% down without needing to qualify for any income. If you are a first-time investor, you have to put 20% down payment. These can be in corporate title. As a lot of you guys are witnessing, and I witness, so many people now want to get into the Airbnb game. This is the perfect loan for people who want to do that. They don't have to show their tax returns. They don't have to qualify based upon their income. As long as they have the down payment and as long as the place is going to cash flow, they 100% of the time will get the loan. They can close in corporate LLC, as I mentioned. They can get gift funds. Most real estate investors, as you guys might know, the reason they pick up real estate is because they can depreciate the properties and they can make all of this cash flow every month without having to report that to the IRS. With the IRS's fancy tax laws, when we own rental properties, we can show losses on those properties, even if we're really getting rental income. So a lot of these seasoned investors and even the new investors, they just don't show income. So when you tell them you can do a no income loan or you have a mortgage banker that can do that, they love it. They oftentimes know the rates are higher. They don't care that the rates are higher. So don't let that discourage you into pitching it to your clients because the rates are about a point to a point and a half higher than a normal loan if they were qualifying with income. But in all the experience I have, they don't care about it. They want the loan, they want the Airbnb, they don't care if the rate's a little higher and they want it to be easy. So I do maybe 5 to 10 of these a month. And it's such an awesome, easy program to get done. And investors can have as many as they want up to these. Once you get over 10, we start to get a little bit more detailed with reserves and how much money do they really have. And we don't want them to get into a bind, but you know, they can buy 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 properties with no income qualification as long as they have the down payments. Okay, so this is a good product for you guys to pitch to anybody who mentions the word Airbnb to you or anyone who mentions investment property.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to have you bring that up again at the next meeting.
Absolutely.
Because I think that everybody's working with 1 or 2 investors, and then if we could bring that little cheat sheet to hand out, I think that would be great for people to have at their desks or whatever, so that they can start pitching that as an option.
Yeah, and I know I see on my social media, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or whatever I go on, all I see is like people talking about like cash flow and, you know, Airbnbs and VRBO. So it's a great product, especially if you guys market to this product, you know, send it out to your database. You know, between all of us, is it a great time to buy an Airbnb? I have no idea. I probably wouldn't be buying them now, but that doesn't mean that it's not right for our clients.
Right.
So, you know, we sometimes give our opinions, but, you know, people make their own decisions.
What was that called again? I'm gonna make a note so I can make a slide in the
Sure.
presentation.
The actual terminology is a DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, or a no income loan. So yeah, we'll have to do maybe a lunch and learn about that. You know, what I'm seeing, guys, in my business is I do pre-approvals all day long, and these people just can't get into contract. I'm sure it's nothing new to you guys. I do pre-approvals for people who qualify for 300,000 or 400,000, but then the realtor tells them, well, there is nothing for 300,000 or 400,000. So something's got to give. You know, we all don't just have 100% of cash buyers that are just willing to throw cash around. 50% of the market is still people needing mortgages. But we're getting loans done every day. We're getting them done efficiently. People are having to pay a little bit higher rate. The good news, and we've talked about this, but the good news is, you know, a year from now, rates will be lower. We will be in a recession. And this will give everybody who buys now at a higher rate the opportunity to grab a lower rate with a refinance. And
Exactly. I've been telling, like I told this to Sydney, I think it was yesterday at the we had a roundtable meeting, but I gave her the suggestion, like when these people are like, oh, the rates are too high. Just buy it now. You're still going to gain equity, and then when the rates drop again, just do a refi in 6 months or whatever.
that's right. I have this really cool calculator. Since we're talking about it, I'm going to share it with you. It's called the cost of waiting calculator. And I can share this with anybody, but you basically put it in MLS address. Actually, I don't know if you can.
Well, I have an address to put in there.
You have an MLS number? Give me an MLS.
No, but I have an address to put in there.
Okay, let's try it.
Let's try this. My address, my new address, 5250 Sapphire Valley.
SAPPHIRE.
Yep. Boca Raton.
Let's see. But this is a really cool thing that you can show clients that, yeah, we understand rates are higher, but here's what you're actually losing if you wait. Okay, and let's say the property's how much? Should we make up a number, or you want to tell us?
Well, I can tell you what I paid for it.
Okay.
And I know it's worth more.
10 million?
I paid $358.
Okay, so 358. And let's say property taxes.
I don't remember.
Okay, so hold on, let me share my screen now so you guys can see this. This is pretty cool. Where's the cost of waiting? Here it is. All right, so let's just call this Courtney. Let's say Courtney's going to put a $35,000 down payment. Rate's 5%. Add loan. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's focus on the left-hand column where it says loan today, Courtney. This is, she bought the house for 358. She put down 10%. And then it tells you if she were to wait 6 months, to wait 1 year, wait 2 years, wait 3 years. And this is all using historical appreciation numbers in the zip code that we enter. So 1 year appreciation in Palm Beach County is showing about 7%. Okay, that's annualized over time. That isn't like last year's number. So if your client were to wait 6 months, that house for 358 is now worth 375. If they wait 1 year, it's now worth 386, 2 years 403, 3 years 421. So if we look at the cost of waiting analysis, if they waited 6 months, they just lost $19,000 in appreciation. And by the way, guys, this nets out what they would have had to pay per month, so on and so forth. So these are just really cool charts that you can show your clients if they give you the whole, oh, I don't want to buy now, I want to wait a year. Great, rates might be low, but that house is likely going to be worth 7% more. You're back to square one and you just throw a year's worth of rent down the toilet.
Yes.
So, so that's a pretty cool tool that I can run and share with you guys on any property. You know, and you can share with your clients, but you're right. You know, a lot of people, and even in my world, a lot of people are saying, hey, Josh, you pre-approved me a month ago and we decided we're going to sit on the sidelines and we're just going to pay $3,000 a month in rent. Well, okay, if that's what you want to do, but it still doesn't make sense. Even if values don't go up, it doesn't make sense.
Renting doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Remember, a big portion of your mortgage when you send the payment every month, I shouldn't say a big portion, but a portion goes to paying down the principal. So it's not all just going to the toilet. Maybe 500 or 1,000 a month is going right away to pay off your principal. So really, if you have a mortgage that's 3,000 a month, really it's only costing you net 2,000 a month to own that house, plus or minus.
Right.
So that's my world. We're still busy. It's not as busy as it was a year ago, but that's okay. We're still doing loans every day. People are still happy. We won't know for a year or two from now what really is going to happen. You guys will remember a year ago, we all said the same thing, right? It didn't feel good a year ago buying a house. It felt like the housing market already went up a ton. And all of our clients who bought a year ago made a lot of money. So it never really feels good, no matter what market you're buying in.
It's a big expense.
Even when markets are going down, it doesn't feel good because you feel like they're going to go lower. So,
right.
It works both ways. So there is no perfect time to buy a house other than the present, and it's never going to feel perfect. And, at some point people just pull the trigger, and that's what our job is, to pitch to these clients. So we're here for you should you need anything. It doesn't look like anyone has any questions, but if you do, feel free to unmute yourselves and interrupt.
Last chance.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. That was all a lot of great information, though, because those charts at the beginning, that was like amazing. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, and I'll shoot these over to you, Jeremy, so you have them. But yeah, it's all good stuff. And these things change every day. It's funny because 3 months ago everything was so bright and the sun was shining. And you guys remember on all of our social media, people had more savings than ever. We used to read that credit card balances were the lowest they've been in history, and now all of a sudden it's the complete opposite. I read something this morning. It said credit card balances are now at like 10-year highs. Well, what the heck happened to 3 months ago when they were at 10-year lows? So things move on a dime, and
Right.
And the market doesn't wait for any of us.
I just have a quick question. Can you hear me?
Sure, I can. Go ahead.
You said the cost of waiting calculator, we would have to send the information to you, the MLS or the address. We can't access that ourselves.
I can find out. Of course, if it was my calculator, I would let you. This is a website, and I don't know if you guys can still see the screen. Let me share it with you. This is a website that I pay through the mortgage world to be involved in.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You guys would have to have your own login to access this. It's not like something I could share. But I'll reach out to them and see if there's a way I'm just unaware of that I could share it without having to give my login out to everybody and maybe get in trouble.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm. I just wanted to make sure that, I get it. It's like giving out your MLS login. I understand.
Yeah, this is a website that we belong to. It's called MBS Highway, and they give us basically news all day long about the mortgage market, what's happening, and they have these fancy calculators we can use. But I'll look into that for you. That was Andrea, right?
Yes, Andrea, I appreciate that.
Okay, cool. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so mortgage rates, this chart is showing us that mortgage rates are moving in the wrong direction today. So they're going a little bit higher. This shows MBS spreads, which is what we follow. MBS spreads are down today, which is not what we want to see. And this chart shows, let's see how far back this goes. Let's go back a few months. You can see when MBSs go down, that means rates go sky high. So this is just from March until now. We made a 3-month move in something normally that would happen over 10 years. So it's been a big shock to everybody.
Yeah.
But we deal with it. And hopefully rates will start coming lower and then everybody will be happy again. So guys, keep in touch. Just on a side note, I do like a once a year little getaway with my son. I'm taking him on a cruise tomorrow just for a couple days. So if anybody needs me, I'm hoping that my cell phone will work. Feel free to reach out to me, Slack, text. If I don't respond immediately, it means I probably just don't have reception. And of course, you can always feel free to call Bart too. His name is on the emails that I've sent, and I think you guys have his contact information. But I'll try and stay on the cell network. And I hope all you guys have a great day and a great weekend. And I look forward to working with all you guys. And for anyone I haven't met in person yet, look forward to meeting you in person.
Thanks, Josh. Have a great time.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you. Have a
one.
great day. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.